Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with us, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at learnpianolive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's gonna happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're gonna practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero, all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. So this is called Blue Bossa. We're going to be getting to that in just a second. But first, welcome to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what, Jamin? I just finished a production class, which was really, really fun. Cool. And I got to start producing my own song, which was kind of surreal.
Oh.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, this is the production class. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry,
no,
go
you're
ahead.
fine. That was it.
This is the production class you were telling me about before. That's like a local thing.
Yes.
Like not all right.
And I'm
Very cool.
super excited because it sounds like way better than I thought it would.
Yeah. So where do we go to see your newly produced stuff that you produced?
Oh, well, it's not out yet.
Okay.
But stuff that I didn't produce that I have is on like Spotify and YouTube
right.
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, let's get back into Blue Bossa. Then, no matter how much you've played or not played before in your life, you can get started on this song by just finding a G. So that's going to be any group of 3 black notes. You take the middle note and you drag it slightly down, slightly to the left, and you'll be on a G every single time. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. I think I picked like at least 3 or 4 different Gs to start on when I was looping through the song. So any group of 3, you're going to take the middle note, you're going to drag it down, you land on a G. So the very first thing we want to do is play a G and say out loud the words, and then play another G that's higher than that and say place. So that's, there we go, place. Cool. And then after you play the low G and then the high G, you're just going to go straight down through all of the notes. Like that, except we got a couple changes we need to make. Anytime we have this symbol right here, that flat sign, to me, it looks like a half of a heart on a string. But some people think it looks like a lowercase b where the bottom is smushed. Anyway, whatever you want to think of that as, that's a flat sign. So that means don't play the letter that's listed. So they're listing for you a G and an F and an E, but it's got a flat sign on it. So we're gonna go to the note that's slightly lower than E. That's an E flat. So we're gonna play G, F, E, D, C. So far, so good. The next one is a B, but it does have a flat sign on it. So we're gonna keep on going down to the B, but not B. We're gonna play B flat instead. And then the next note, the last note that we would have is an A flat. An A flat's gonna be right there. So these are the actual notes that you're gonna be playing here. G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A. Don't hold them all down at the same time, but that's kind of like what I'm envisioning in my head when I'm playing through the song, is those are all the ones I'm going to go straight through them. It's just kind of like a trail, like 2 white notes, a black note, 2 white notes, 2 black notes. Start with a G, go up to the G, come down through that pattern. And the words again are, a place inside my heart is where. All right, cool. So that's like the whole first line. We're basically 25% of the way through the song once you can get those down and say those words out loud. Make sure you say those words out loud. All right, so G, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat. And then we're gonna just go up and tag the top 2 notes again, G and F. So we have, okay, cool. So then that along with the track would sound something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. A place inside my heart is where you live. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of fast. So maybe practice that up before you throw the track in on top of it. But there's that. And then we're going to play the exact same set of notes, but starting on the F. And then all the way down to G. And then tag the top 2 notes again. So far it's not too bad. If you can remember like this pattern right here, which later on we're gonna call the key of C minor or E flat major. If you can remember those notes, then that's basically the whole song. That's all of them so far. Then it's gonna change keys. But for the first half, it's all the exact same thing. So let's try those 2 lines. It's just those notes. But in order, then you tag the top 2 notes, then go in order and tag the top 2 notes like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. A place inside my heart is where you live. Memories of our start, the love you give. All right, so now that you got the idea of like, okay, so we've got this like set of notes and I just gotta like remember the pattern of the notes and then go straight through it. We're gonna use that same concept with a slightly different pattern. Right here, we're gonna throw in a D flat, because before we were playing regular D natural. So now we're gonna play a D flat, and then we're also gonna play a G flat at the end with an F. So now here's our pattern. So all of the white notes plus the note, all the black notes plus the white note that is just barely to the left of the leftmost black note before jumping to the next section. So on these two, the white note that's closest to that one on the left side, and then of all these three black notes, the white note that's closest on the left to that. I don't know, maybe that helps. Maybe not. Just memorize that pattern. 2 black notes, a white note, 3 black notes, a white note. There we go. It's just the trick is in here usually which white note is it that I'm supposed to hit. So the ones that are right next to, just to the left of the black notes. Okay. And then after that, we're pretty much done because we're going to jump up not to the top note, but up to the B flat. So days when we're alone and you are in my heart. Honestly, I don't really play this F right here. I just kind of go straight from the B flat to the A flat. So that would make that a little bit easier. Days when we're alone and you are in my heart. You are in my heart. I don't know. As long as you get the B flat in there and the A flat in there, it doesn't really matter how many G flats you play or whether you play this F or B flat. But saying the words out loud is going to be helpful. Days when we're alone and you are in my heart would be what's written there. And then we're just going to use the switch the G flat back to a regular G. I know, now it's starting to feel complicated. You're like, wait, how many times are you going to switch this on me? This is the last time. And don't forget, you don't have to get the whole thing down right now. You can just practice the part that you think makes sense, but you keep messing up on every time you go back to play with the track. So just keep on working on that one little section and don't worry about this. So this is for future you to work on after the first 3 lines feel easy. But it's just going to be these 3 notes right here. A flat, G, B flat, A flat, G, B flat, A flat, G. Blueness of the trueness of our love. So let's try this once through with all of the notes, but if you can't get the ending notes, maybe the 3rd line is too difficult, that's totally normal and natural. That's where most people mess up. And then so just maybe try the first line of it or whatever. Every time I loop back around, then join me at the top. Let's try it. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. A place inside my heart is where okay, here we go again from the top. Ready? 1, 2, go. Place inside. Days. One more time. And the rhythms in there can kind of be messed with a little bit. So go look up some other versions of the song and stuff and see how different people play it. We'll have some rhythms later in the intermediate level of this lesson. But for right now, I think that's it for the beginner's level, which means it's time for the feature of the day.
Yeah. Hey, Jamin. Guess what? Today's feature of the day is the tip of the day, which is practice new concepts on songs with lots of chords.
That is my favorite transition we've ever done right there. That was like every phrase that we ever possibly use. Yes. So, good job. Way to stall and keep on moving. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So I forget what we're doing. Oh, yes. So we have these features today where we like do the voicings and the scales and all that stuff. And then we usually use it on a song. And I try to encourage you guys to go use it on one other song, whatever song you're working on. But also you want to keep in your repertoire at least 1 or 2 songs that have a lot of chords in them. This would not be one of them. This song does not have very many chords at all in it. But that way, when you get to a new concept that you want to practice, you can practice it on that song. And then you will have practiced that that over multiple chords. Because a lot of times what happens is we'll get like some really cool lick and we'll like learn it in a key or on a chord, and then like that's only good for that one chord. But as long as you're practicing that over a song that has multiple chords in it, then you're going to be able to use that thing in a lot more places. So keep that in mind as you're practicing this stuff. Once you get it down, you're like, hey, cool, now I can play the C blues scale or whatever it is that we were practicing. Then just take one more step past that and go, let's try that in one more key or over one more chord, and that'll help you out a whole lot. And not only... like, you don't even have to get to all 12 keys or all 24 chords or any of that stuff, because just like going into one other key or one other like place in your brain is going to help that thing turn into like a more moldable concept. In general, that's my experience. That's what I'm here to share with you. But for right now, let's go on to the intermediate level of this lesson. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.